Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy, and I appreciate you all coming this early. It's 10 o'clock, but for this conversation, because it's important. We talk about a lot of flooding issues, a lot of mitigation, a lot of stuff going on in Fort Bend County, and Commissioner Prestige always talk about 885 square mile flat county with a crazy river, Brazos River, in the middle of Fort Bend County. So we do have historically flood issues, and how do we address that issue? As Fort Bend County continue to grow and thrive, one of the most pressing concerns is the need of an effective erosion drainage mitigation projects. And Commissioner's Court is well aware of it, and we experienced these challenges during Hurricane Harvey and even before, and we are intentional about it. As you can see, last maybe so many years, there is a lot of attention paid towards that issue. These major projects are not just critical for maintaining the infrastructure of Fort Bend County, but safeguarding our community against future natural disasters. Today, we will talk about highlighting some of the major projects funding coming today. The GLO will be presenting, and which is totaling almost $18 million. Three projects we will be addressing today. Proud to highlight that three key projects that have been awarded mitigation funding, showcasing our commitment addressing these issues. Levee Improvement District number 10, erosion repair. This project focuses on repairing and strengthening our levee system to protect homes and businesses from devastating effect on flooding. Number 2 is Mustang Bayou Detention Basin, which is also one of the major project needed since long. We have been talking about coming precinct to water management capabilities by reducing flood risk and improving drainage in rapidly developing areas surrounding Mustang Bayou. Number 3 is Steep Bank Creek Erosion Repair. This project aims to stabilize creek bank and enhances overall environmental health of that area, which is vital for our community's well-being and our rapid growth in Fort Bend County. Ongoing effort and congressional support. In 2017, we have consistently appealed for necessary work and support for these projects, which demands attention. Historically, our major application for mitigation funding came after Hurricane Harvey in 2017, with the availability of GLO funding from HUD. A big chunk of money. Unfortunately, we did not receive any portion of that initial 1.2 billion allocation by HUD. But I just wanted to specifically mention somebody's name today, the GLO Commissioner, Dawn Buckingham. 2023, she came into office, right? And so we have absolutely a wonderful relationship with Commissioner, and Commissioner visited our county many times, and she understands the issue, what our needs are. Now we are seeing a lot of changes, a lot of moving parts coming together, addressing our flood mitigation issues. Despite these setbacks, we have engaged in productive discussions with GLO to provide input on guidelines and ensure our voices are heard. And 2023, here we are, and we are talking about, we had almost $60+ million award. We had a ceremony in May. And now we are talking about $17-18 million and more, a collective number. Our experts were talking about almost approximately $150 million in the future, altogether. And this is some of the part of those fundings. And so at this time, I will ask our drainage director, chief county engineer, Mark Vogler, to come and give us a little bit overview on his vision, and also what kind of issues we are dealing with, what kind of solutions we have at this time. I will invite Mark Vogler. Mark?
Thank you, Judge. I'm going to address the Mustang Bayou project in particular. This watershed has significant drainage problems has a high floodplain, and so we're really happy to receive this money. The funds will be used to obviously make drainage improvements and reduce the floodplain without impacting others downstream negatively as a result of our improvements. We preliminary estimate the design and the environmental portion of the project will take about a year to accomplish, and then the construction of the project will take another year to complete. This project, we have additional funding, bond funding, that would allow us to extend our work beyond this initial phase of the project, and we plan to continue on that once these funds are expended and this project is completed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. As you know, some of these projects are in Precinct 2. And Precinct 2 is a bigger area now covered. And so our Commissioner Prestige has been here for a long, long period of time. This whole history of how we got here and how we can mitigate, and he's been talking about it. And so I will invite Commissioner Prestige to give his remark on this issue. Commissioner.
Thank you, Judge. Yes, I have been here a long time. 1991, I became county commissioner, and I represented this community, the Fresno community, the one mostly impacted by the Mustang Bayou detention project. It's very important. There have been a situation where families have had to live with some substandard conditions, to be used to chronic flooding, to have to adjust their lifestyle on when they can come home and when they have to leave the area. It's been generational, in a lot of circumstances. These funds give us a chance to get past that. The technical part that Mark Vogler and the judge talked about, that's one thing. It's the human element that concerns me so much. So for many families, there's a much brighter day coming. We're going to be able to alleviate some long-standing flooding issues that negatively affect our citizens. The beautiful thing about this also is that there's a partnership between federal, state, and county officials to do what is right by a lot of our citizens. I'm very overjoyed to be here and participate in this press conference to announce this thing, and I'll be happy to be there at the groundbreaking and the ribbon cutting. We can finally put an end to some chronic problems that have negatively affected many of the families that I represent and that we all represent in Fort Bend County. I want to thank the General Land Office, the county government, and everyone who played a part in making this thing possible. And I will do my part to make sure that it's implemented well and in a fashion that we'll all be proud of. So thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Washington, for being here, and God bless Fort Bend County. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you. And at this time, I will invite Melissa Washington from GLO to make her remarks and also give us the check, I guess. Thank you. Melissa, please.
Well, I will keep my remarks short because we're here to celebrate and to give that big check. On behalf of Texas Land Commissioner Don Buckingham, thank you, Judge George, for having me here today to discuss the vital role that funding from the Texas General Land Office is playing in creating a more resilient Fort Bend County. Today we are here to celebrate the most recent allocation of more than $17 million for levee, detention, and riverbank erosion improvements, including the Levee Improvement District 10 erosion repair, Mustang Bayou detention basin, Steep Bank Creek erosion repair, and in total this will bring Fort Bend County funds from the GLO to almost $150 million. Spread apart by multiple different projects. Fort Bend has worked closely with the GLO and its neighboring communities to prioritize projects that will improve regional resiliency, which is exactly what congressional leaders had in mind when they allocated these funds through HUD post-Hurricane Harvey. The mitigation funds we are celebrating today are the result of years of intergovernmental collaboration and strategic partnerships and planning by the GLO, Fort Bend County, the Houston-Galveston Area Council, and all of the incredible local stakeholders who stand with us now. We will continue to work collaboratively to ensure the funding moves forward as efficiently as possible while adhering to all federal rules and regulations to ensure compliance with these extensive federal mandates. It's my honor to be here once again with the officials of Fort Bend County to be able to celebrate another project that will be able to be done to help increase the resiliency and make the residents of Fort Bend County safer.
Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. And so I guess we will go to the check presentation. If we could move this way, everybody could come so that we're now. Maybe come around it, that's what? Okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's good, okay.
That's good. As every speaker has rightfully mentioned here, it is the result of a collaboration. And we are working with numerous entities. Of course, GLO is a major player, county, and the federal government, and all these stakeholders. And also, we couldn't have done this all good work without the help of some of our consultants who helped us along the way. And at this time, I will invite Greg Wine from, they are a consultant from Hewitt Soros. And Greg, I will ask you to come and speak on a couple of these projects and your understanding, please.
Sure thing, Judge. Thank you. I'm Greg Wine with Hewitt Zollers. Commissioner, you mentioned 91. My wife Carol and I moved here in 92, been residents of Fort Bend County ever since then, so it's really an honor to be here in front of y'all celebrating finally securing the funds for these 3 much needed projects. I would be remiss, we've worked on this with Mark and his team, with Patrick, probably for over almost 8 years. And Commissioner DeMerchant, Commissioner Morales, Commissioner Prestige, Commissioner McCoy, Judge, all participated in making this happen. Commissioner Myers, fortunately, was on the HGAC Water Resource Committee, helped us secure these funds. The Mud 10 project, the Lid 10, on the river is about 3,500 linear foot of bank stabilization, much needed, so that levee, which protects River Park West, will not be endangered in the next flood. Steep Bank Creek stems from a project the Corps of Engineers did while working with Mark's group over at the Drainage District to basically retrain Steep Bank Creek, which is a critical outfall to the Brazos River for both Missouri City and Sugar Land. So again, appreciate you all being here today. It's an honor, and we look forward to bringing these projects to fruition. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Greg. Another consultant we work with is Patrick Wilshire from Public Management. Patrick, please go.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning. My name is Patrick Wilshire with Public Management. Certainly been fortunate enough to work with the county, to partner with all of the great men and women to identify these projects. Some of the history has kind of been brought up so far today, but these have been in the works for a number of years. There have been applications submitted, various iterations of how to make these projects eligible. These projects are critical, as you've heard, to the community. There are thousands of people that we've identified to benefit from these projects. Certainly work to be done. This is a great opportunity for us to showcase the ability of the men and women that have put in all this effort to this point. Expectations from here is hopefully we'll have a contract by the GLO to sign with the judge in short order, and then start executing our path forward on engineering, design, environmental work, which will take some time. But these are the measures that we've got to go through to ensure compliance with the funding. Certainly excited, as I mentioned, there's a lot of money, over $80 million coming to the county for much needed projects specific to some of the applications submitted just by the county. So, we'll be initiating work pretty rapidly to get as much done as we can, as fast as we can. understanding that the compliance related to federal work can be significant. And so that's why we're here. That's why we're great partners with Melissa and her team, and really look forward to breaking ground and ribbon cuttings, as the commissioner put it. So thank you.
Thank you, Patrick, and definitely I have to mention the hard work of one person here, Samantha Cully. Samantha is from my office. She's the grant manager for Fort Bend County, and she's working with all the stakeholders. And also I wanted to say what we are trying to do here. It is important we work behind the scene. It is important we do all this stuff. It is important to tell the story also, let people know that our hard work, people are working behind the scene, all these people working behind the scene, and there is that hard work is yielding result. These projects are not just infrastructure, as I mentioned before. They are about the future of our county, Fort Bend County. They represent our dedication to building a community that is safe, resilient, prepared for whatever challenges lies ahead. And together, we can make a difference, and that's an example of this joint collaborative effort, ensuring that Fort Bend County remain a place where the families can thrive, businesses can grow, and our environment can flourish. Collectively, our goal is to make Fort Bend County a better place, continue to be a better place for our children and generations to come. Thank you. At this time, we will open up if you have any specific questions.
Roughly where are these three projects located in relation to different cities in the county?
I will ask Mark to answer those questions.
The Lid 10 project is on the northwesterly side of the Lid 10 boundary. It's adjacent to the Brazos River, but on the northwesterly side of Lid 10. The Steep Bank Creek project is kind of at the southwest side of Missouri City, south of Sugar Land. It's on a section of the Brazos River up into the Lid 19, Lid 15 area. And then also I think Sienna Plantation and Levee District fronts on part of that project. The Mustang Bayou project is in the area we call the kind of the Fresno area, Trammell Fresno Road, Evergreen, back up through that area.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Assuming that, yeah, go ahead.
Commissioner Prestige, would you mind talking a little bit about some of the, you mentioned, generational problems of flooding, people having to leave their homes. Can you talk a little bit about, if there was a time of year that folks are having to move out, or can you just expand on that a little?
Well, this is Texas. This is Southeast Texas. And we've learned in recent years to just suspect everything. I mean, we had a hurricane that struck this area a few weeks ago that all indications early on that it was going to go into Mexico. It made a right turn and had a direct hit on Fort Bend County. There are areas right now where the water in the Fresno community has not receded. The outfalls have been blocked by vegetation. It's just a response to what Mother Nature presented. The Mustang Bayou project will help mitigate that. Water has to have somewhere to go. And as mentioned earlier, it's a low-lying area that sort of developed unlike the rest of Fort Bend County developed. Most of Fort Bend County has developed, at least the rapid growth, has been in planned communities where there's adequate engineering and science that goes into how these areas will drain in an environment where you have a flat county into the Brazos River, which is constantly changing. This Mustang Bayou Detention project will provide for a regional storage of floodwaters in a major event. And this will have a rippling effect, pardon the pun, of having those communities that don't have proper drainage will have a place for this water to go. Okay, and so historically, it's been a situation where, we are putting a Band-Aid on it, patching it up here, cleaning the ditch here, doing that, without the structural corrections that are necessary. This funding allows us to make those structural changes and provide for a regional storage of floodwaters that can then be released where as to not flood downstream. It's not a Band-Aid, it's actually major surgery, okay? And so, the families that are gonna benefit this are in the thousands. I mean, this area we're talking about is Fresno. It's the old Fresno community. No concrete streets and curb and gutter. We're talking about asphalt roads with open ditches, that kind of haphazardly happened over the years. By nobody's fault, but it just kind of happened. These funds will allow for some major structural changes. I'll make one comment in general. It's very easy to develop vacant land. There's a formula you follow, you develop it, you have nice planned communities. The hard part is going in after the fact, where there are already inhabitants there, there are already residents there, there are already lifestyles that are already established. Doing it after the fact is extremely difficult, extremely difficult. And so, again, this project, the Mustang Bayou project, the other two projects are great projects, don't get me wrong, but this one is one that's near and dear and personal to me, because I feel the calls all the time, and my staff, look, I can't get out of my subdivision, I can't get down the street, I can't do this, and that is heart-wrenching, okay? So, me more than anybody would be very happy to be at this groundbreaking and a ribbon cutting, when we can put an end to what has been a chronic situation in the area that we all love and care about, but haven't been able to solve the problem in the past. It's a great day in Fort Bend County, it really is. I'm trying to be cool, calm, and collected, but I'm very excited about what's about to happen. Very excited.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner, for that. You expressed it absolutely the way it needs to be expressed, because that community is been struggling, and you all know that. If you drive around that community, you will see that. But that's all going to change, and that's the reason why we are letting people know that. We are working hard behind the scene to make their life better in Fort Bend. Is there any other questions? Assuming there is no other question, thank you for each and every one of you coming and participating in it. Thank you for the media. Thank you for others to be here, and see you all soon. Thank you.